What's going on, everyone? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this Wednesday night we are seeing the return of Champions League action for Arsenal, where we're going to be playing the Belgian League leaders Anderlecht away. Now this is going to be a really interesting game, and a game that Arsenal have to win, following the disappointment at the weekend in what was a fairly poor performance from Arsenal as well. We've got to bounce back from that, and we've got to build on the momentum that we're starting to sustain in the Champions League at the moment, and we've got to build on that 4-1 victory we had over Galatasaray the other week. And we've got an excellent opportunity to do that. Anderlecht aren't a team I know an awful great deal about, but I do know that they're leading the Belgian league at the moment. They're a very physical side. They've got a striker up top who's scoring a load of goals for them at the moment, and they're going to be very hard to break down. They're the kind of team that you would expect to line up defensively against us. However, we did see them capitulate slightly against Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund getting a 3-0 win against them, and I would kind of expect nothing less from Arsenal. But of course, we've still got a side that is absolutely hampered by injuries. But hopefully, looking at the defensive department, we will see the likes of Callum Chambers come back into the team. Hector Bellerin is someone I'd like to see start this game as well. And maybe Lauren Koscielny has a shout to be back in the game. I mean, ideally, I would like to be doing this preview after Wenger's press conference. However, that hasn't been released yet. I don't know when that's coming out. I'd just like to know where we stand on players. And there's also rumours that Theo Walcott and Serge Gnabry are going to be back in the team. I think this game might be coming a bit too soon for them, but just to have their aroma around the side would be really great for morale. Even if they were to just come on and play 10, 5, 15 minutes at the end of the game, it'd just be really great to see them back in an Arsenal shirt, back on the big stage. And hopefully that's something that will happen. I think it's majorly important that we win this game by a significant distance as well, considering that Dortmund have got a very difficult away trip to Galatasaray. And although Galatasaray played very poorly against us at home with that heated atmosphere, that big crowd behind them, you would expect Dortmund, with all their injuries, they're playing very poorly at the moment, you could expect them to drop points in this one. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to actually do that. I would expect them to get the win in this one. We've got to play with the mentality that they've basically already got the 3 points. But if they could drop points against Galatasaray away, it'd be an excellent opportunity for us if we were able to win our game against Anderlecht, and then if we were to beat Dortmund at home, that would put us top of the table, and that would be absolutely great for us. I don't like this idea that we're going for second place in the league. I was watching the Arsenal preview on their official website today, and saying that we're going for second in the group just isn't really good enough in my opinion. I remember last season where we actually led the group for a majority of it, ended up getting second because we fell off right at the end, and we all know what's going to happen. If we get second in the group, we're going to come up against a big boy like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. We know who we'll come up against. And although you do have to play a big team at some point in the Champions League, it's just nicer to be playing a team, I don't know, maybe like Zenit St. Petersburg or something in the first round, so just to ease the pressure off us slightly. And it'd just be great if we could top the group. But of course, we've got no Wojciech Szczesny in this game, considering he got that red card in the victory over Galatasaray. And of course, David Ospina is supposedly injured as well, so it is a huge game for the young Emiliano Martinez, in which he's hoping to take a claim for himself. And he actually really impressed me in pre-season. He's a player that a couple of seasons ago I thought was actually a very poor outfit, but he seems to have matured himself, and he looks fairly confident between the sticks. So hopefully he'll have a good game in this one. Looking at the lineup here forward, I'd like to see Martinez in goal, Bellerin at right back, Mertesacker, Chambers, Kieran Gibbs, Ramsey, Arteta, Campbell, Cazorla, Sanchez, and Danny Welbeck. Now I think that lineup gives an opportunity for some players, the likes of Campbell and etc., to really make a name for themselves in this team. I thought Campbell was someone that when he came off the bench at the weekend, I thought he brought a bit of life into the team, a little bit of spark, and I want him to get a chance in the team for once. And considering Chamberlain had a poor game, I think it's only fair that we give Campbell a bit of a run out. As well as that, I'd like to see Aaron Ramsey start the game ahead of Jack Wilshere. Just kind of a precautionary thing, considering Jack Wilshere had that slight niggle in the whole game, but hopefully he's alright. It'd be great if he could start the game as well. I'd like to see Mikel Arteta start ahead of Mathieu Flamini for this one, just to offer a different kind of alternative in that defensive midfield department. As well as that, I don't think Flamini had the best of games of the weekend against Hull City, and it's just proving his inconsistency. Maybe it's because he's playing quite a few too many games though. I did think he had a couple of good games against Chelsea, etc. Before the game against at the weekend, but it's a good chance for Mikel Arteta to get himself solidified in that starting 11 and hopefully put in a good performance. So score predictions for this one, I'm going to go with a 3-0 victory to Arsenal. Hopefully goals coming from Danny Welbeck. It would be great if he could keep up his scoring momentum at the moment, and hopefully we'll be coming out of this game with 3 points at least and bounce back from that game at the weekend. And then we can go into that game against Sunderland, who lost 8-0 at the weekend, with a bit of momentum, and hopefully get a good victory there. And then of course we've got Burnley, which you should say is a guaranteed 3 points. But then again, no team is easy in the Premier League. But let's just focus on what's in front of us at the moment, and hopefully we can get the win. Anyway guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like rating, subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV, check out my own channel R.S.C Game by Game, and as always, thank you for watching guys.